All right, I think we're live. Hi, everybody.
Awesome.
Yay.
Hi.
Welcome to this week's virtual write-in. It's the first virtual write-in of the NaNoWriMo 2022 season, so that's super exciting. Oh, I'm going to change the view so that we're all on screen together. Yay! Oh, awesome. Welcome to everybody who is joining us today. So excited to see you all here and to get us started on planning our novels for November. If you don't know me, my name is Catherine. I am the communications manager at NaNoWriMo, and my pronouns are she, her, or they, them. The other super exciting thing is that I'm here today with our brand new interns. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves to everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lena Rodriguez. I use she, they pronouns as well. I am the new marketing and fundraising intern here.
And I'm Josie Chipotle. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the editorial and programs intern, and I'm from Texas, so hi, y'all.
I moved to Alabama and I was 12 and I was like, I'm not going to use y'all. Now I use it all the time. So does my heart good. Cool. If you guys in the chat want to say where you're writing in from or watching from today, feel free to let us know there as well.
As a participant, this always threw me off because I'm like, there are so many people here. But it just has a little more of a factor of, oh my God, there are so many people from like everywhere. And it's not just here inside my little bubble.
Especially people like Melissa, who's coming from Australia, and it's 5 a.m. there. So wow.
Oh, goodness. I want that kind of motivation in my life. Melissa, I want your motivation.
Yeah. Oh, also, Xavian. Okay, last time that we did a virtual write-in, I promised to bring on a special guest, and then I forgot, and it was cruel, and I was terrible. But I have not forgotten this time. So we also have joining us today, Blobby. He's here in the fuzz. Blobby is here to help us write our novels today. If you don't know Blobby, he's kind of our like unofficial virtual write-in mascot. So yeah, he's here. We've got him. Yay. Sorry, I forgot him last time. Here, I'll set him right here.
Joe is from Germany. Sabina is from Sweden. I was about to say Sabrina make a teenage witch joke.
Yay.
Ooh, lots of Blobby fans.
Yeah.
Blobby!
I mean, who isn't? Yay. Awesome. Cool. Well, also, I'm seeing a few people who are new to virtual write-ins. So if you've never done one of these before, welcome. We're excited to have you. Basically, what this is going to look like is for the next hour, we're going to spend some time doing a few writing prompts to get our fingers and our imaginations and everything ready to get in the noveling mindset. And we're also going to have just some like discussion. So if there's anything that you're like, oh man, I'm feeling stuck about this, or I don't know what to do, or I need ideas for what I'm going to write in November, you can chat about it with everybody who's here in the chat. So yeah. Cool. I'm just looking over my notes. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. We also, if you have not yet announced your project on the NaNoWriMo website, you should do that. So you can start planning, and you can attach Spotify playlists and write a blurb, get prepared so that when November 1st hits, you're like ready to go. So make sure you do that. And then we also have our donation campaign running right now. So it's going through tomorrow, I believe. So if you, Lena, do you want to talk a little bit more about the donation campaign that we have going on right now?
Yes. Tomorrow is the last day, as I said before. Oh, I lost my notes. Tomorrow's the last day of our NaNoWriMo donor campaign, or Nano Prep donor campaign, I'm sorry. And that is really where we're raising money on the road to 30K in preparation for all the fun goodies that we're bringing up in November, and also all future programs, including our Young Writers program, which I've learned a lot of people don't know about, but it's really exciting. And come right in and everything we do after November, not just the fun things that we do have coming up very soon. And included, if you do donate any amount of money, I will throw those links in the chat in just a quick moment. You get goodies like a refrigerator magnet, and it looks like a little postage stamp, and it has NaNoWriMo logo and a whole bunch of fun things about the challenge. It's really cute. And then you get a fun postcard that has a bunch of different colors and all these fun different things. And you'll get all of that, and you'll be able to participate with Josie and I in a postcard writing party. That postcard writing party date hasn't been announced, and I think I would get fired immediately if I announce it before I'm supposed to. But that is coming soon. At the end of the month, and everyone will have the ability to be a part of that postcard writing program, not just people who donate. We will have a printable version available soon. That's the date I have, soon. Awesome. Everyone will have all those notes and all the things. Let's see, what am I missing? Oh, and no matter if you've donated or not, preferably donate, please, please. But no matter if you're able to donate or not, we also have a postcard pen pal giveaway going on, where you can be pen pals with our own executive director, Grant Faulkner. He's really fun to talk to and just communicate with, and it'd be really exciting. And you can have a fancy pen pal. And you can also find other pen pals in all of our social medias. We have a bunch of people putting all of their usernames in the chat, or you can go into our NaNoWriMo forums. I think that's most of the things. I'm going to end up throwing all the links into the chat real quick. But we have Nano Prep donor drive going on to help us on the road to 30K, and then we're going to get started.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that rundown. It's very exciting. I also just want to really quickly, I saw a question in the chat from Jessica asking if we're officially allowing in-person write-ins again this year too. And we are. So for the past couple of years, all official NaNoWriMo events have been virtual to help with the COVID pandemic. We are allowing in-person events again this year. So if we have regional volunteers that lead events in different regions around the world. So some of them will be doing in-person events and some of them will not. So you can check your region and see if your ML is leading in-person events or not. But they are allowed again this year, so that's exciting. Okay, cool. Should we get writing? This is a write-in. Let's get writing.
Awesome. Our first prompt. I lost my Zoom. Our first prompt is really exciting. We want you to come up with 5 completely random titles for any potential story. It doesn't have to be the one you think you want to do if you have any idea, but 5 random titles, 5 character types, like archetypes, like anti-hero, things like that, or like their personality, 5 random settings. You can make it silly, you can make it random. It doesn't matter what you write, just write whatever. It's fun, it's exciting. And this just kind of gets our mind moving. Remember, you can feel free to like completely ignore our 5 random everythings and do whatever brings you creativity. This is just the idea we have for this prompt. If you're up for it, this will be for a prompt for 5 minutes, and we'll get started in just a second. Whenever you turn on the timer.
Yeah, cool. I'm putting it in the chat, and I'll also put it in the video description if you want to refer back to it. So that prompt is in the chat. So yeah, let's write for 5 minutes and let's get started now. All right, time is up for that sprint. So go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. I apologize for the power tools outside of my window. I just had to close my window, so hopefully it's not that bad. But if you guys want to put in the chat some of the fun characters or settings or titles that you came up with, feel free to put them in there. What about you guys? Did you come up with any that you particularly like?
I started writing drink names because I don't know what happened. So I don't think that's relevant to anything. And I just started like, wow, I really wanted boba. So I just started writing like boba flavors, which is writing, but I don't think it's which is okay. But
you never know how that might work itself into a story, though.
My favorite setting I wrote down was alternate universe New York City with cowboys. Mostly because I'm from the West Coast, and so we're built on Wild West kind of stuff where I'm from. But like I wanted to see it in the fun big city kind of thing.
That sounds like so much fun. I would do that. Oh man! Oh, we got lots of people sharing. Great stuff in the chat. Title.
I love this person who used a random title generator.
That's great. Got When the Sun Comes Up is a title from Levy McGarden. The Duck Swims at Midnight by Leslie Means. A Eulogy for the Unoppressed Imagination from Carrie. Oh my gosh, these titles are so good. I like this archetype too from Fungal Panda that says not kids anymore, but not quite adults energy. I feel that. Man, so good. I love reading through all of these.
My favorite setting was a space debris in the middle of the ocean, like rocket exploded in the atmosphere and this one person survived kind of thing.
Oh, cool. I love that.
I saw I'm seeing like some cool characters. I saw like Brandy Smith say a vampire samurai, which sounds great, honestly.
Yes. I also love this one. So you want to see something fun? Night Riders by George Romero. What it is, think a medieval story, but with bikes instead of horses. I love this list. Oh, go ahead.
One person has characters of an angel, a fairy, a mermaid, and a witch, which is all of the things I like. My favorite part is their username is Angel Fae Writer.
Perfect. On brand. I love this list of settings from Brandy Smith too. A midnight library, the rings of Saturn, the bottom of the ocean, a public park by a pond, and a rooftop garden. It's great. I sometimes when I see lists like that, I'm like, ooh, how can we smash them all together? What would a rooftop garden on the rings of Saturn look like,
Courts of Silver and Vengeance reminds me of like the villain, like kind of a villain story of the Avatar series.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good. Or what's the like Crown of Mists and Fury, something like that. I can't. Oh, I'm blanking on the name.
Court of Mist and Fury.
Court of Mist and Fury, yes. Excellent. Awesome. Josie, do you want to introduce the next discussion topic?
Yeah. Speaking of mashups, I wanted to ask y'all what are like the weirdest genre mashups? Either you already read one, because I mean they could be out there, or just come up with something like wild right now.
Yeah, either that you've read or written. I'm trying to think of the wildest genre mashups. I think I read a book recently and I'm blanking on the title, but it was basically, it was a book about like a society of witches, but who are also pirates who fly houses. Like their whole thing is that they basically have pirate ships, but they're flying houses. And it's like this kind of like Pride and Prejudice, like Edwardian romance, but also pirates, like witches being pirates with flying houses. So that was my favorite recently that I came across.
I actually am thinking of a TikTok series for this that I think is being turned into a book. But it's a complete and utter fantasy, but like there is romance in the background, but like the extent of that romance is, oh my God, they held hands. That's how much of a slow burn it is.
Nice.
And it's like completely like the Office style commentary. And so
Ooh.
it's like a comedy within that entire setting, and it's my favorite thing to watch and hopefully read one day.
Great.
I always think of like fanfics, and I remember like one when I was like young. It was like FBI like characters or like detectives, but like they're dealing with like the antics of like the Marvel superhero. So it's like just the regular like detectives trying to like deal with like all these superheroes doing like their crazy things. And I'm like, I love stuff like that.
I love that. I love imagining the FBI agent who's like, well, they've destroyed the city again.
I like imagining with the Marvel universe. Like just imagining like insurance claims. Like, do you have our Hulk smash insurance package today?
Mason and Eleanor in the chat were also talking about lesbian necromancers in space, which I'm assuming is the Gideon the Ninth series. But yes, definitely. Oh man.
I want to be a lesbian necromancer in space, and I should really read that book.
Xavier says weird mashup legal battle with vampires. Also get into that. Oh man, so good. All right, I'm feeling very like inspired by all of these weird mashups and excellent titles and cool characters. So let's move on to our next writing sprint.
For our next writing sprint, I'd like you to use the prompts that you just had and choose one title, one character or character type, and one setting from the list you brainstormed, and write a blurb or a plot outline for a novel you might write with those combined elements. You don't have to eventually write them, but it's fun to write them now.
Yeah, awesome. I am just putting this in the chat here. So that we can refer back to that, and I'll put it in the video description as well. So this one's going to be 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Yeah, so 10 minutes. We'll be combining some of those characters and settings and everything that you came up with. Excuse me. And you can use more if you want. And if this prompt doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to just combine these and brainstorm and see what we come up with. So, all right, I got my timer set for 10 minutes here. So let's start writing now. All right, time is up for that sprint. Go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. Again, if you want to share any of the fun combinations that you came up with during this prompt, feel free to put them in the chat. I saw that a couple of people came up with theirs already. So yeah, how'd that go for you guys?
For me, okay, so apparently like the boba flavors actually did something to me, because I was like, oh, what if they're like a bunch of spies named after boba flavors as their like code names, and they had like an intense rivalry with people of like a soda gang or something.
I love that. Oh, that's so good.
That's exciting.
How about you, Lena?
So I ended up mostly using a character who was like a villain, but like a complete and utter sweetheart. Just like character demeanor. I did change my alternate universe New York City from cowboys to pirates because I like pirates more.
Yeah.
My favorite line I wrote was, "She's practically a Disney princess. It just gets a little complicated when she already has blood on her hands."
Ooh, that's a really
good.
good tagline. Nice. We got some folks sharing theirs.
Mason Diaz has a librarian with a grudge, a commander with keys, and a constellation with an empty bank become primary suspects in Yulia's murder and are the only ones who can solve it.
Ooh, that's great.
I'd like to see that like Breakfast Club or Brady Bunch style, just like that kind of comedy chaos.
That would be so fun. Summer is writing about the last light dragon. An old wizened female knight has just retired from adventuring by slaying what she thought was the last dragon, but she's called back to action after hearing about a dragon-infested sky island in the lofty skies of Anderon. Will she ever get to retire? I love that. I love like especially like fantasy like adventure quest novels that have older protagonists, because so often it's like, yes, the teenager is the chosen one, and I love this, like, man, I just want to retire but I have to go kill this dragon.
I think that's kind of part of the plot of Megamind.
I've not seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things.
Leslie writes, my MC got dumped by his wife during a family vacation in the Wisconsin Dells and takes up with his evil business partner who is selling secrets to the Russians and gets turned into a duck. I want to know how the duck part came on.
Twist. Oh man.
Bonus points if he's afraid of ducks.
Duck phobia.
I've seen several fictional characters who are like brutal killers and are deathly afraid of ducks. Brandy Smith has Hero, a samurai turned vampire, makes his way by doling out justice to those unable to achieve it themselves. But after samurai are abolished, he's unsure of his place in the world.
Ooh.
Dramatic. Duck fridge. A
A
purple refrigerator living in an appliance store feels out of place and mocked by the other appliances and people never being chosen to go to her home.
Oh no.
I'll choose this fridge. I'll be the fridge's friend.
I see it as a picture book because that'll be a great one with all the colors.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good. Yeah, Mason said everybody has such great ideas, and it's so true. I love this. Like, this is so creative and fun. I could just like sit here reading through all of these descriptions all day. Josie, I think you had another question for us.
Oh yeah. Okay, this one's fun. So just give me y'all's favorite tropes you like to see or scenarios you like to see. Trying to think of my favorites.
Just putting it in the chat too, so people are looking at the chat, they can see that.
In tropes, if anybody couldn't tell by my background, I predominantly read fantasy, so the "who did this to you" trope makes me like go feral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I love me a good found family. I just, just
True.
like, especially if it's like a gang of thieves or like, people who don't want to work together, but then they end up, finding their family. I love that.
There's a lot of found family in the chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Found family and underdog. There we go. Even better.
Enemies to lovers to enemies.
That's fun.
Oh, I love enemy that goes, I hate that I have morals now.
Please remove all your weapons. Sulkily removes weapon after weapon out of impossibly tight clothing and is just going on a ridiculously long time.
Also, Rebecca says characters who are professionally hyper competent and just absolute idiots about basic life stuff and human relationships.
I want to see a character who is like an assassin or something like really dark and professional, but can't do laundry for the life of them.
Oh, that reminds me of one I really like. It's like when like the grumpy like dad kind of character gets like stuck with like a little kid, and so he ends up accidentally becoming like a dad to that kid.
Yeah, that's such a good one. Alicia says, in historical fiction, different time periods and characters end up converging in the present. I love that as well. I mean, like following different timelines, and it's like, they all come together. Oh, these are so good. Ooh, Judy says fake relationship / marriage and end up falling in love.
Classic.
Yeah.
A character who is a genius but can't cook. Grumpy Sunshine. That's my favorite. I love Grumpy Sunshine.
Grumpy Sunshine's the best, actually.
Sophia says super spy / incredible at their job person who ends up being saved by their young protege. These are so good. I feel like tropes get a really bad rap sometimes, or people are like, no, you can't do the trope, but like, yes, you can do the trope. Like it's part of what makes the stories so good, and just like coming back to it and feeling those feelings. So I am pro trope.
The reason it's a trope, it works.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like every story has a trope. It's just a nice organization system.
Yeah. It's like all the details on how you put it together.
I'm not gay, how dare you? It reminds me of the movie, But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh yeah, classic. I've had an idea for a novel for a long time, and I don't know if I'm ever going to write it, but it kind of combines that with the like fake marriage one, where it's like somebody marries their best friend to like, give them like residency status in a country or whatever, because gay marriage is legal there, and then they're like, but I'm not gay, we're just friends, but then actually I don't know. Someday I'll write that story.
I love it.
Oh man. All right, well, we have about 15 minutes left, so why don't we move on to our last writing prompt, and so we can have some good time to write and make sure we wrap everything up at the end. Yeah, Lena, do you want to give us a last prompt?
For all the ideas you just came up with, you need to write or you don't need to, but write the opening scene or paragraph of novel idea you came up with in the last prompt. If you want a challenge, try writing it in a bunch of different genres. For example, how would your opening scene change in your story if it were a fantasy or a murder mystery or romance or an action novel, something of that nature.
Sweet. All right.
Bonus points if you have extra time to just do multiple.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. So let's do like 12 minutes for this one, get a little bit longer, and you know, get our writing chops down. And again, you don't have to use the prompt if you don't want to. If you just want to take the next few minutes and write whatever you're most excited about, write whatever's on your brain, you can do that. But I'm excited to do this. I think it's gonna be fun. So, all right, 12 minutes. Let's start writing now. All right, time is up. Go ahead and wrap up what you're writing. If you want to share your word count that you got during that sprint or during the virtual write-in as a whole, or if you want to share an excerpt that you wrote or what genre that you chose to do your excerpt of, feel free to put those in the chat. I see a couple of people have already started sharing some excerpts, which is fun. How'd that go for you guys? Yeah.
NaNoWriMo community is so creative. I love it.
That's great. Yes, an update on the fridge story, or an excerpt from the fridge story. I'm very invested. Great. Story file said mine is Portal Fantasy, 163 words because I kept deleting things. Well, you can do it now. Don't delete things in November.
I like this one from Sophia. The timing of his purchase could have been better, but they needed to. But they needed to eat and deer are heavy. Cars are a simple purchase if pricey, but the alien race had just placed a planet-wide ban on automobiles.
Nice.
At least the story wasn't fridged, somebody said.
Rocket Joe 86 wrote, Elliot Rivera stared outside the window. The hail bounced off the street, filling some of the holes left behind by the trucks speeding along. There are a bunch of capitalizations in that excerpt too, and I'm wondering if that is on purpose and if those capitalizations mean things.
I have one line I want to share, and it's, well, look at that, she groaned. You got blood all over my flower crown.
Flower.
It's great. I'm very into this like Disney princess like villain, like bloody villain that you've got going on here. Josie, did you do any more work with your boba spies?
A little. I got distracted at one point because I saw my neighbor's cat like in the backyard and I just kind of watched him for a little bit.
Very understandable, very distracting. We had, I saw somebody in the chat said, well, I can't use my computer now. My cat is in the sunbeam right on my desk. It's not mine anymore. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're at time. These always fly by so quickly. So yeah, this has been so much fun. I'm glad that we're getting into these and starting them again. We have a bunch of upcoming videos on our YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and then you can click the little alert button, and then you'll get alerts when we're doing new live streams. We've got a webcast next week that we're doing in partnership with We Need Diverse Books about developing a unique writing voice. So that's next Wednesday. That's going to be really exciting. And yeah, and then we'll be doing a bunch more of these virtual write-ins, which I am also very excited about. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, don't forget to announce your NaNoWriMo project. Oh, I'm also going to put a link in the chat. We have a bunch of resources for our Nano Prep, basically from now until the end of the month. We're providing a bunch of resources. I mean, they're free all the time, but we've got a bunch of stuff if you need help, like figuring out your plot or your characters or like your time management for November. We've got a lot of resources on that, so I'll put that in the chat. Yeah, Lena, do you want to do one last plug for the fundraising drive?
Yes, I do. Reminder, tomorrow's the last day of our Nano Prep donor drive, where you can support us on our road to 30K before November, or actually before tomorrow, end of day tomorrow. We've made a ton of progress. I don't have today's update, but last I heard, we were at like almost $9,000, which is awesome. And we'd love to make some progress there. You get some fun donor goodies, including a refrigerator magnet that has a cute NaNoWriMo postage stamp on it. And you get a postcard. No matter if you've donated or not, a printable version will be available to you for the postcard, and you will be able to go into the postcard pen pal giveaway with Grant Faulkner, who is our executive director. I think that also ends tomorrow. I don't remember off the top of my head. Awesome. And you can also participate in our postcard writing party that Josie and I are hosting at the end of the month. We'll have an official announcement. If I announce it in this informal space, I think I'll have a problem. And I think that's all the things. I will find the link. I have the link. There we go. So please support us, donate in the lead up to November and all of the fun things we have coming.
Awesome. I also I want to call out this comment in the chat where somebody said a refrigerator magnet. How dare you? But I think it's like putting on a cool hat. Like maybe the fridge wants to dress up, you know? So anyway, also Bobby is here, so he is cheering you on as well. Yeah, we will see you next time, and thanks again everybody for joining. Have fun. Good luck.